Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. So we got that group of boars down on the back side of the farm that need to be moved. We've been working on getting our feeders moved and working on getting the gilts moved, and we got all that done. But I want to go down and show you what we're doing with the boars. We're going to do them just a little bit different than we are everybody else for a couple reasons, and we'll talk about that. But hang out with us for a little while. We got some pigs to move. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to move, these are the boars. This is Jack, Hamlet, Lester, and Earl. We've showed them a number of times. They've been in this little pen that they're in right now for quite a while. We've got our feeders moved off of this area. We got them moved today, and then we got the gilts moved off of their area. We got them moved over the weekend. So everybody up there is in a new spot. So time for these guys now for them to go to a new spot. So what we're trying to accomplish here is we want to get these boars away from the gilts, and they're right up there. We want to get the boars away from the gilts as much as we can, because it's not going to be long. It'll be a while, but it's not going to be too long. Just go ahead and do it now before those gilts start having their heat cycles. And when they do, these guys here are going to pick up on it, and they're going to be hard to guard. So we want to start separating them, putting some distance, some real estate between the boars and the gilts before they come in heat. So this is the pen that they're in now. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring them back to this area here. So they're going the opposite direction of everybody else. So David and I scouted this out a little while ago. It's going to be a good spot. Some of the line is already cut and cleared from where we had some pigs on this back probably September, October. Is that about right? Yeah, about September, October. So you can see it's come back really nice, but there's just some junk in here, some limbs and brush and that kind of thing. So got the grapple on the tractor. We're going to clean some of this mess out just so that they've got, you know, a little more comfortable place to hang out and to do their thing, and just get some of this junk out of the way. There's a little bit of old construction debris back here. We continue to find more of that stuff on the property. So that's the plan. We're going to put the boys in here, give them a bigger space, start getting some real estate between them and the girls, and get all this mess kind of cleaned up and moved out of the way. So get to play with the tractor a little bit. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we got a lot of that junk out of the way. Still a little bit of organic material here, some stumps and limbs and that kind of stuff, but that seems to be breaking down. I'm okay with that. We got all these briars, this green briar and multifloral rose and that kind of stuff. We got all that kind of cleaned up and out of the way, so that was helpful. There's another 4x4, I'll get it. We do have a bit of a old dead tree that fell across back here in the back where our line is going to go, so I think we're probably going to throw a strap around that and just pull that thing out where we can get to it, because it is so soft over there. Try to get the tractor down there, there's just no way we can do it. And then we still got this, but we're not going to run the pigs over there into this area, so we'll get that later on. But this is just one of the issues that we keep running into on this property. I just see some more stuff here. One of the issues we keep running into on this property is finding these piles of stuff. Somebody tore out a deck, they tore out sheetrock, whatever the case may be. We're finding it, you know, it's been here for years, grass, weeds, stuff has grown over it and it's hidden until winter time, and then you see it in the winter. And now that we're running these pigs through some of these areas and getting some of this briar and mess cleaned out, and they're stirring it up, it's becoming even more evident now. So you know, this is just going to be a continual work in progress to get this stuff cleaned up and out of the way. So let's see if we can get a strap around this piece of a dead tree down here, pull it out, grab it with the grapple, and get that thing going. All right, so we're real close to being ready to open these guys up. We've got this, you know, we didn't clean it out perfect, but we got a lot of the junk out that was just basically in the way. So what we've done is we've started right here at the corner of their pen, and we'll take the pen down, we'll take the wire down, and just open it up and let them come across. And then we've got just a nice little area for these guys to work on and work in and hang out in, coming around just this little wooded area right here next to the creek. So we'll watch that. Looks like the creek's gonna get up. We'll have to move them, but we'll keep an eye on the weather and all that kind of thing. And then we're just kind of zigzagging along a little trail that we had back here. We'd had a group of pigs in this before, back last fall, like I said. So we're just using some of the old fence line that we had cut for them. And you can see it just goes right down through there, circles back around up to the right, makes a nice little area for them. They've got plenty of trees in this for some cover, lots of ground to root around on. So this, I mean, this should be nice for them. This should work pretty good. So we'll pull some wire around and get their pen opened up, and we'll have our boars in a new little spot. Okay, so we got our paddock set up. I'm filming this part the following morning after what you just saw, and had some friends come over last night. Got late, got dark, so we ended up leaving their old pen area open, so they still have access to their water in their hut. When we move them over for, you know, for real, finally, they won't have access to the hut, but they've got plenty of cover over here in the woods. So what we've done is we've got 2 strands of wire. We've done this just a little bit differently than we normally do. Typically we'll take 2 strands and each strand will cover about half of the paddock. This time we've done it a little bit differently. So one of our strands of wire starts here, which is right on the edge of where their paddock was, or where their pen is. Starts here and then goes just a little ways out through this direction and stops right there in the corner. I think you probably can see the reel. Second reel starts there and goes all the way back around to the other corner of their pen. That's the reel hanging over here on the pig panel. Now, when we move these guys over for a more permanent situation, we'll just take that reel there and we'll just hook it into this post here and bring it over here, and that reel will eventually end at this spot here. This is one of the reasons why I really like a single wire 2-reel system, because you've got all kinds of options on how you set your pen up in terms of size, shape, and then particularly where you're going next time. So next time we're going to go this direction straight ahead. So what we'll do is we will just build our paddock out into the woods here, and when we're ready we'll pick this reel up over here and just walk it back up, and then these boars can move over into their new space. So single wire using 2 reels is absolutely my favorite way to do it. It does take a little bit of training on the pig's part to get them used to going across where this wire is, because it is a psychological barrier. They're used to that wire being there, and what I found with the gilts the other day when I moved them, didn't film any of that, it took a couple hours to get all of them across, because it was, I think, like their second or third move, so they just hadn't done it a lot, weren't used to it. Our feeder boys up here, our feeder group, which is just straight away right there, when we moved them yesterday, we took the line down. 3/4 of them walked right across without any problem at all. Had a couple of stragglers that were very hesitant of where that line was. So the electric fence works great. Single strand works fine. I've got a lot of folks that, you know, think I'm crazy for keeping it on single strand, and see a lot of comments in some of the pig groups where old timers tell folks that you got to build a 20 by 20 pen to keep these pigs in. Absolutely not true. Pigs are smart animals. Once they learn that wire, they're gonna stay behind it. So again, single strand, 2 reels with these portable posts. I mean, these little lightweight posts don't weigh anything. They're cheap. Get them at Tractor Supply for $1.79 a piece. You probably could find a cheaper source for them. Works great, and it's a super easy, low cost way to get into the pasture pig business and raising your own meat for your own family, or raising some as an enterprise to make yourself a little cash. So boys are having a little breakfast. We're gonna get them moved over here after a while, close this off, move their water, and we're all done. Look at that, man, they're going crazy over that. Them little guys, man, they just dig right in there, head down in the bowl, getting their share of it. Old Lester and Earl. So one thing I want to clarify that I said earlier on in the video was we wanted to keep these boars segregated from the girls in case the girls went into heat. And some of you are probably saying, well, I thought that was the whole idea, was for the boars to be able to breed the girls, and it absolutely is. But we want to do that on a very specific timing. Our girls are still very small. We want them to put on some weight, put on some size in terms of their frame size before we get them bred. And also in this feeder group that's fairly close to the boars, there's some females in there that we don't want to breed. So we've got to be kind of careful about where those boars are at, who they've got access to, how close they are to the females, and that sort of thing. But yeah, we're going to use them to breed. That's absolutely the plan. And we also are going to reverse engineer that in terms of when we want to farrow and back that out so that we've got the boys in with them at the appropriate time, so we can farrow within a time frame or a time window that we want. So that's why we're keeping the boys completely separate from the girls. So if you're interested in learning more about pig breeding, I'm going to post a link to a video right here. That's where we talk about artificial insemination. If you're interested in pig breeding and you don't want to keep a boar, that's a great option right there. So check that video out. If you've not subscribed, follow along with us. Hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of stuff going on. Baby sheep are coming, baby pigs, just lots happening. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.